Hmm. Welcome. It's good, BG. Welcome, welcome, welcome. One second, guys. Welcome, welcome. One sec, guys. Just making a post. Welcome, welcome. Good Street Soda. Good Micah. Sonu, what's up, brother? What's the bullish for today? What's the bullish? What's the bullish? You tell me what's the bullish, bro. We'll cover buys, don't worry. We'll discuss. We will discuss everything. There's something quite important today that most people will forget. Most people don't even know. Good firework. What's good, Dimitris? What's the bearish for today? No way someone came and said, what's the bullish? And then someone else came and said, what's the bearish? I am working on something big, and updates are not available at this time. I'm still trying to make some good progress on it. It's going to be Asia session, yeah. 3 a.m. your time, that's London session? No, it's not. It's 9 p.m. It's going to be start of Asia. 1 hour into Asia. Trump speaks in 12 hours. Yep, 12 hours is the Trump speech. No human being is bearish right now? I'm bearish. Higher time frame. Not necessarily today, but we'll discuss that. Two completely different buys for each index. They're moving pretty similar. Kind of confused. Could be a slower session today. CPI or Trump? I would do CPI, bro. We'll discuss buys, don't worry. We'll discuss everything. I have seen the new software. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Just sign in here. MES. Hate that I have to verify my face every single time I'm gonna sign into my brokerage. Like, just let me sign in. CPI is not today, brother. Previous week low on ES is possible. It's possible. You're trading guys. CPI is not today. It's on March 11th. I don't know why people keep thinking today is CPI. Not CPI today. Good, Bellis. We'll discuss bias. We'll give some people a chance to join. We'll discuss the game plan around a couple minutes. I'm bearish higher time frame, but today we could be more neutral. Okay, let's discuss bias. Go to the daily chart here. The daily chart. So overall, the bias has been bearish for me. Unless we get, unless we don't respect this SIBI, I think previous day's low is a very good target for the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq. Okay, and I think previous week low is also possible, right? For both. Now, we could be a little bit more neutral today because Trump has a really important speech at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll be honest, I've never been there. I've never actually seen a State of the Union speech before. So it's going to be a little bit new for me. But what I do know is this is our daily OB, and we traded up into that right here at midnight and went lower. Now we don't really have a high above midnight that I can trust. So that's why I'm a little bit skeptical in this being protected high. However, everything else does look pretty bearish. I mean, we traded into the daily SIBI, broke down, retraced, 4-hour gap, goes down. In my opinion, it's pretty clearly bearish. We have previous day low and previous week low. We've already taken out buy side here. So it makes sense that we want to come down and take out some sell side here. So going into market open, I'm looking for bearish. I'm looking for lower prices. But I wouldn't be surprised, and this is what matters here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a return to new day opening gap. So let's mark out that. Right here. We could see a return into this, because if we're neutral, then there's a good chance we come back in here after taking out this low. So I'll be a little bit cautious of that. We're going to make sure if we do look for a short, it's going to be a very obvious sell-off short. But yeah, that's the bias. That's the game plan. We'll be risking. So today, I do YouTube. I would safety protocol until after Wednesday. So today, we're going to be focusing on number one. We're going to define our risk. We're going to look to risk $250 per trade per account. I'm still working on these evals, so that's what we're going to be doing with those accounts. And the maximum loss for today is going to be $500. So if I take a trade and lose $250, I'm only allowed to risk, only $250 more. You could look for NY return. You could look for NY return. I don't know why my NY annotation is gone. If it's more neutral, uh, You could look for NWAG return, or NDOG. Just here. And on the NASDAQ, we'll mark out the same level. I'm gonna work on an indicator that can do this for me. That's nice. Close to open. Just leave that like that. And then bear with me, guys. Give me one moment. Just in case we do see a very clear neutral bias, then we know where we're going. But I do think previous day's low is a pretty good target for today, even though we have more of a range-bound sort of sentiment, I guess you could say. But I'm expecting lower. We do have pre-market highs and pre-market lows open. So pre-market high is here, pre-market low is here. So we do have the potential to see our, a golden setup here, where we take out the highs and then the lows, or the lows and then the highs, or vice versa. Who knows? Maybe we engineer equal lows. Right now, I definitely think this is a little bit too smooth. So we'll focus on that. Today, you really want to be cautious. If you're going to take a trade, if I'm going to take a trade, I want to see something very, very clear and obvious. Because if the market was to go sideways all the way until Asia session tomorrow, okay, that might happen, So we have to play definitely. Gosh, Trump speaks in 12 hours, guys. 12 hours. What happened with the 9 p.m. news? Nothing happened. It's in 12 hours. It was nothing at 9 a.m. I don't remember anything at 9 a.m. I showed the 5-minute version up there. We can flush yesterday's low if we get below 2.4. Yeah. NQ and ES bias should be the same, guys. If you have different bias on NQ and ES, something is not right. We don't have any high impact news. It's just regular stuff. Although there is 2 folders coming out at 10, so Trump speaks in 12 hours. Yeah, for a 1 account MIT, that's not bad. That's not bad for a first timer. Why are you bearish? The higher time frame is still bearish. I mean, we rejected off of the daily bearish fair value gap, put in a high on Monday, traded lower, formed daily order block, and so far we've hit that daily order block and started trading lower. Now we obviously could just easily come right back up, but right now order flow to me looks a little bit more bearish. And if you look at dollar index, we sort of put in a bottom below the sell side. So I'm not saying dollar's bullish yet, but I'm not saying dollar's going to come here, but dollar has put in a bottom and it has been trading higher the last couple of days, or like last week or two, right? So it kind of fits the narrative as well that we might see lower prices. There's pre-market lows. It's not the war rumors. Anyway, so there's the pre-market lows. The most important thing today is we execute once there's a very clear narrative established, and we don't force anything until then. We may have to wait till lunch or PM session, maybe even trade Asia. If we're gonna have to wait for Trump's speech at 9, and that's where the main fun is. So I'm here, I'm ready. But right now I'm not messing with any of this. This is a little bit too much emotion for me. Looking at this right now, if I had to pick a direction, I think it's more likely to go up because we haven't run out buy side in this whole run lower. So this price action honestly just looks kind of weird, but I think we'll see some sort of run on buy side, which is also return to opening range gap, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So opening price, closing price. Some sort of measure of return to org. It's only a 10-point org, so could see that all get filled in, pretty relatively soon, which is also new day opening gap right here. So Right now, my eyes are here. My eyes are up here. Obviously, we have previous day's low if this wants to stay heavy. So it's not like clear one-sided, but in my opinion, I think price will return into this new day opening gap today. Funny enough, Oregon NQ was actually higher. Close to open. So a little bit of a discrepancy. We definitely want to wait for the market to sync up here before we look for anything. Org is lower on the NASDAQ. NDOG there. So we just focus on NDOG. Honestly, we don't even need NDOG. We can just look at org fill. Actually, let's do both. Looks like we're going straight down to sell side. Sorry, I'm just looking at this. My indicator seems to be not working anymore. I'm going to have to check in on that. I don't know. It still works. Okay. Well, market opens up strong. Sell-off. Looks like we're going straight down to previous day's low. Overall, higher time frame. I'm bearish currently in this session. I thought there was a possibility we return into here. It doesn't mean we're bullish. I just think we may want to reprice here. Statistically speaking, there's quite a good chance we at least get here. You know, there's a really good, statistically speaking, there's a really good chance that we do. So, like, if we got something like an inversion fair value gap here, I would actually just take that, just because it's such a high probability chance that we get there. So, I'll take a look at this 30-second. If we get strong closure, I can take a trade with an 8-point stop and around a 14-point TP. 8-point stop, 5 micros. Want to be really convinced though. None of this little wick 50%. Now the next candle's going up. None of that. It's got to be a strong straight shooter. Otherwise, I'm not interested. And the idea is just simply a retracement play. Looking for org 50. We do have previous day's low right here, so we may want to take that first. In which case, this gap should be respected. All right, if we're bearish, this gap should be respected. We should inverse this gap. Look at YM here making a higher high. We'll have to see the ES sweeps of Monday's low first. Yep, that would be right here. It's a blue line. If you guys look at YM right now, just absolutely pumping through the roof. NASDAQ and S&P is going lower. So, kind of want to stay easy on my hands. It is let you set a leader account. It's because you probably set all of them as follower accounts. You need one account that's open before you can, speaking of trade scale, let's make sure it's working here. Let's put an order in, see if it copies. Yep, everything copied perfectly. Okay. Just want to make sure. You always want to double check the trade copier that you're using every single morning. Just double check it to make sure it works. You don't want to have any issues, you know, when you find out later. So I'm looking at this 30-second fair value gap. Looks like it's going to deliver the previous day's low. This is S&P 500. NASDAQ's on the right side. If you can't see NASDAQ and you want to, and you're like really want to see the NASDAQ, hop onto the YouTube stream. That's where you'll see the NASDAQ chart. S&P, I'm still bearish higher time frame. So if you're talking about something going lower, Tradesy, pretty cool platform. Pretty cool platform. This is a bearish order block. Should deliver the price lower here. Which stayed low. Slightly edged. This is the 30-second chart. Just looking at this reading price. So there's previous day's low. I wouldn't be opposed to taking a long after taking out this sell side if we got a strong displacement higher. Stay in the 30-second chart, it's the cleanest. I wouldn't be opposed to it. It'd be a 930 classic model long, manipulation below the 930 opening price, and we'd look for simply an NDOG retest or org fill idea, which is pretty good statistics behind that. So, well, I'm gonna sit here and watch that idea. YM's already bullish, so I want to see, do we get speed here? Do we get a closure above this green candle body? And it doesn't mean I'm bullish. I'm anticipating a return to price here. So if the market stays heavy, I mean, there's not going to be a clean short until at least 10 a.m. At least 10 a.m. So we're going to be sitting on our hands for short narrative until 10 a.m. Otherwise, if the market shows a willingness to get above this high, I think we can run here. If the market doesn't show a willingness to get above this high, this could get either real choppy or really heavy all the way down to here. I don't think there's anything stopping us from getting here if we're going to stay below previous day's low. So just to make that really clear, if we stay below this blue line, I think it should be a free fall all the way down here. Relative, like when I say free fall, I mean like this kind of action. Now, if we get above this high, we can get here. I'm only interested in taking the long within the first 30 minutes, most likely, unless we don't make too much, action in here. I'm not interested in any shorts until at least 10 a.m. So if this wants to just spool, we'll let it go, do its thing, stay on our hands. But that's the game plan. A little bit of an if so, then this situation, but that's exactly what we're looking for. Appreciate you, Adam. This is not YM, no. This is 30-second chart on the S&P 500. It's hard being up in London kill zone. That's where the main moves happen. Yeah, it's okay. You don't got to catch them all, right? I don't care about any other traders, guys. Don't ask me. Ask somebody else. Ask somebody else. Looks like we're seeing some speed here. Like I said, if we get willingness, we get a nice closure here. Above this on a body. It's got to be a body. I'm not going to front run anything today. If we get a nice body, we got around a 12-point stop. I'll execute. Watching the candle here. All right, I'm going to take that order. So taking my first position long. Oh, shit. Set the stop loss here. And really, we can get away with it. I'm going to go back to the 1-minute chart here. Yeah, I mean, we'll just set it there for now. And really, I'm just looking for a simple, I think I de-risked on this trade. Or fail narrative. So I'm going to set the TP at pre-market high, just 871. But we're looking really just for here. Going to move the stop to 835. Pretty nice expansion already. There's org 50. Why is the P&L red? I don't know. I think it's working because it says my fill is here. So I think it's just a P&L glitch. I think the trade copier is fine. The trade copier is fine. I don't want to click anything. It says I'm up on my Top Step accounts. Let me just check this. It says I'm up on the account. I think it's just a P&L bug, guys. So don't worry about that red stuff. And I think we just set the stops to break even here and see what we get at this point in time. On the live account, I'm partialing one here, leaving my stop. Okay, listen closely. On my live account, I'm partialing one here. You know what? I can't be asked. I'm just gonna take the one partial. Taking one partial above that new day opening gap. That was our main target for the trade. Why does it say we're down? I think it's just a glitch, guys. Not a big deal. So I'm moving my stop to break even. Why am I moving it to break even? Because we're gonna have two fair value gaps here, and my stop should cover at least 50% of this one. Right, so that comes in at 843.5. So we'll put that right at, we'll just call it 844, just so I can see it. So just to be clear, on the live account, partialed one. And we'll see if we want to get above those highs. Again, this is not a bullish bias play. This is a neutral play, right? Yeah, I'm not sure why the P&L says red, guys, but it should be, I think it's fine, because it looks like we're up on all the accounts, so that's what matters. Gotta check out the NASDAQ here, yeah. So we still got a little bit higher to go. So see this fair value gap, this one should stay open. So I'm gonna actually move my stop to 849.50. I don't want to see it come back here. Now that it's set this one, I want to see this one offer respect or support, sorry. So I'm gonna put my stop right there at 849.50. Moving it to the top of that breakaway. So securing around, I don't know, maybe half an R, 1 R, I don't know. I think I under risked by accident. I got a pretty good fill on that trade. 12. Yeah, I'm not doing good. 12 times 5 is 60. 60 times 4 is 240. No, I risked correctly on this trade, yeah. So see one gap here. This one should be the one that supports higher pricing. Partialed here just to cover risk initially. You could go ahead and put a stop here as well if you want, if you prefer it. 847.5. I think I like that a little bit more. Just the bottom of that opening range gap. You want to see the upper portion be respected. It could maybe wick just slightly here. Anyways, it should either go now or probably be not good. TP, I'm looking at 7 a.m. highs or when NASDAQ runs above the buy side pool. So for NASDAQ, I'm looking at 24,900-ish. S&P, looking at around 6875 as a best target. Now, I also, I don't want to really close the position because that's a lot of strength. If the market is going to keep trending, I'll just keep trailing my stop to each low. Right now, we haven't even put in a swing low. We're literally just going up. So I'm not going to touch my stop loss yet. We haven't even put in one swing low. Now, if the market just stops on a dime and shoots all the way down, okay, it is what it is. Not a big deal. Nothing I could do about that. But if the market is going to do something like this, I want to make sure I'm ready to capture that. So I'm waiting for a swing low to get put in, and I'm going to jam my stop. We haven't put in any swing low yet, not on the 1 minute time frame yet. So we're not minus 1400. We're up. We're up a lot of money. We're up I don't know. But don't look at the number, guys. The number's glitched. I don't know why it says that. I'll message the owner later. So see how there's no swing lows? I'm not TPing here. I'm gonna wait for a swing low to get put in. Okay, I need to remove I got a sniper entry. Yeah, I took it exactly where I wanted it, right? 30-second. Now, if you got infilled here, yeah, it's okay. We secured $60. Okay, so here, let's do the math. We secured $60, and we got 5 times 3, so 5 times 5. So what I'll do is I'll take a partial here, just because that's my target. Partial, and I'm not setting a TP on this. There's no way I'm about to set a TP on this trade. I'm going to throw this up. I'm not even going to look at the TP. I'm going to just trail this. Okay. Market made a huge gap right here. I'll put my stop right there at 86375. Okay. There's no reason for me to close the trade terminus right now. There's no reason for me to do this. Now, what is that? 863. Now, if I'm going to lose My stop's here at 863.50. If I'm going to lose 10 points of profit, that's okay, right? But this has the potential to trend the entire day. I think most people would agree, right? This has the potential to just go the entire day. So I'm not gonna close the position here. I'm gonna say, what if this wants to go all the way to previous day's high? I mean, that's a lot of speed and displacement we just saw, right? So I'm not gonna jump the gun here on any closing the trade or any of that stuff. No reason for me to do anything yet. Now, if we do start slowing down, we took out we actually didn't even take out high of day yet. So we actually have reason to go higher too. I think what I will do is take one more partial where that high is. I'm watching this candle right here, and I want to see if it touches that gap. I take a partial. It didn't even touch the gap. So I'm just, again, I don't need to, I'll take one there at the high. And this one is a set and forget. Okay, this contract's a set and forget. I don't know how much damage this could possibly do, given that I don't know how much damage this contract could really do, given that it's one micro S&P 500 contract. Looks like it's doing damage. I'm going to set the stop loss here at 869. So I'm just going to choke the trade. Again, I'm not looking to close. No reason to close right now. It's literally only going up. There's no reason to close. I don't need to set no TP. The market is only going up. So I'm going to wait and see. I'll trail my stop because I don't want to give back all the profits, right? But let's see. What if this thing just keeps going up for free? I don't need any technical analysis to capture a higher move if it's just going to keep going up. I just have to, put my stop at a, relatively logical swing low, which I used the 30-second here because there's a 30-second fair value gap. Traded into it, went higher. Okay, I'll put my stop right there. Right at 8629.25. Right there. It's just going up. I don't need to touch it. No reason to touch this trade right now. For those of you who were curious about the original entry, it was simply a break above this high. I took it on the 30-second, so we got a pretty good closure. 30-second breaker. Again, no reason to close yet. Market hasn't even put in a single swing low yet. We're still just going up, right? Not even a single swing low put in at this point in time. And I think I will close it here because I don't like that rejection. So we'll just take it off at the high. So we'll close the position in full there. So pretty good trade. We're up around 2.25 R. Obviously, I wasn't anticipating that much of a move. I was going to take my 1 to 1.5 from here to here, right? That was my original target on the trade. Then the market kept going up. So, did I miss out on some profits? Yeah. I wasn't even bullish, So, happy with that risk management. If you guys see, the P&L is all corrected now. It's all good. It was just a little bit glitch in the. Let me tell the owner real quick. So the trade copier works completely fine. It was just a little bit of a glitch inside the number. Hey brother, took a trade. All worked well, except the number for unrealized P&L. It was red and frozen for some reason. No issues with the copier. Just the visual piece there. He'll check it out. Anyway, so pretty simple. Like I said, pre-market lows to pre-market highs was always an option for going into today, right? In this case, we just took what the market gave us, right? There was no reason for me to close the trade here. In all honesty, maybe I shouldn't have even partialed here, right? You hate the consistency on these fundeds? Brother, forget about the consistency and just trade for 30 days and request your payout, Don't worry about no consistency rule. And again, I closed it here just because the wick, I didn't like that. So What can happen now? It's probably going to be a lot more range bound here. So we'll stay on the 30-second chart. You guys will see a little bit more cleaner price action. So I executed off this candle. Remember I said if we close above here, I'll take the trade. So I took it as soon as we got that. So that's why my fill was good. I didn't need a 1 minute closure. Because like I said, if we stay below this previous day's low, you don't need to take the trade, right? It's not going to likely go higher, right? But if we get above previous day's low and we break above, I think we can trade here. That was the premise of the trade. Return to new day opening gap. Now the market continued higher. So, lucky for me. You can see some pretty nice delivery here within the candles, 30-second time frame. Now we'll see what the market wants to do. I'll be honest, it's a little bit unclear to me. I think we are likely to fall lower, if I'm being honest. I do think we can pivot lower now that we've taken out the buy side. We've taken out the buy side, so I do think it's possible we want to see a lower run. But again, because now we're above the midnight opening price. Let me mark that out real quick. So personally, I do think we can see a run lower. We've taken out the buy side. We're above the true day open, and we're more bearish, higher time frame, in my opinion. So we'll see how that works. Just getting my executions out here. So yeah, the total P&L is 550 across the 535 across the account. So 535 divided by 250, which again I didn't realize 2.15 R. So I don't mind risking some profits today. We could potentially pass these accounts today. They're a lot closer now. I will likely take another trade today because now is the best time for me to be aggressive. Now that I'm already up, I have no problem risking profits because we're at a new equity high now, and the drawdown trails at the end of the day. So essentially, I have a free $500 to work with. Okay, so I'm gonna take advantage of that. Whether I trade lunch, AM, another AM trader, PM session, whatever the case may be. I definitely want to take advantage of that. So we've cleared out the buy side. I like my closures. Maybe this partial we could have secured. Another $100. Can argue, but I think it really could have been sloppy in here. So, what's good, Sin? How you been, brother? Shout out, Sin, guys. He streams as well. Full pour shorts. That's what I'm thinking. I really do think this can come lower now. I really do think it can come lower. I'll probably wait for the orange folder at 10. Just because I'd rather be extra safe. Yeah. I think we can still go higher. I don't have any targets higher. So if this is gonna stay above here, I won't be taking another trade until lunch or PM session. If the market's gonna go above here. But if we're gonna stay below that buy side liquidity pool, I think there's just exact same game plan we had over here. Right? So yeah, could we sweep out this high and break lower? Yeah, I definitely agree. That's possible. If 10 a.m. We have double orange folder at 10 a.m. So consumer confidence alone is not that significant, but there's consumer confidence and there's Richmond Manufacturing Index. So it's possible. Short now. I personally don't trust this. See how there's no fair value gaps forming here? It's just overlap. Compare that to this price action. We took out the low, boom, gap. I don't see that same willingness that the market has right now. Now, let's say hypothetically we do break down aggressively. Okay. When 10 a.m. hits, I'll look for a silver bullet protraction model, right? This is how I like to trade. So if the market breaks here, and I'll say probably, in terms of a break, I'll be honest, there's not that much structure here that needs to be broken. But, we'll call it maybe this inversion fair value gap. We'll just use that as a reference point below true day open. If we get this, Well, then all we have to do is wait for 10 a.m. and look for a silver bullet protraction model. Okay, and we'll take that. If this forms, it could deliver a move lower, and we'll tape read it. I'm just not quite comfortable taking this trade, if I'm being honest. Something straight back down the sell side. And stop loss placement here. Because it's ES plus 2 ticks. For NASDAQ, I go plus 4. So, again, I'm not in this trade. But I think it's possible. I kind of want to go back to the 30-second chart. It's a little bit cleaner. I'm not convinced that the market really, put a high here yet, if I'm being honest. So I really want to wait for that 10 a.m. and then go from there. My stop loss on this trade, originally the trade was, when I calculated the risk, I was using this. But as soon as this candle closed, I immediately moved it here. So we immediately shaved off 7 points of risk. This could be a pullback long. Now you tell me what's your target. If your target is just the internal high that was put in here, it's not a bad target. But I would think something a little bit more significant is required. So obviously 5-minute gap here, 15-minute CISD. I'm not saying, I don't even want to label this as an inversion fair value gap. I'm just going to label it blank. We'll see what the market wants to do. Again, if I really just want to wait for 10 a.m. here. I really just want to wait for 10 a.m. here. I won't take another trade on my live account. We're going to leave that. Sibi, it's weak. As for how bearish order flow looks, this actually looks quite good. I took a short this is the short we took yesterday. Inversion fair value gap inside the bearish fair value gap. You guys remember that short from yesterday? So same model. I think that one was 10 a.m. though. Or maybe it was inside the macro. I don't remember. It looks weak. I'll be honest. I'm definitely going to be... it definitely looks weak. Again, I really want to wait a minute and a half. Just being extra cautious. Would I have entered here if I didn't take a long? Possible. It's hard to say for sure, but it's possible I would have taken that had I not taken a long already. I'm just not so convinced. Are we going to run back below this low? Or are we going to take above this high? We've already done the damage higher, so I really don't see a need for us to go higher. We went above true day. We took the buy stops. There's no reason to rerun the buy stops, especially if the market's going to break like this. Could it get sloppy? Could this be our range for the entire morning session? Also possible, right? We can't forget that Trump has a speech later on, so I'm going to just wait till 10, play it really safe, go from there. Although, if I was in this short, I'd move my stop here. So, really good risk management already. You get a nice IO Fed. Are you guys in short, or are you guys looking for continuation longs? NWOG fill. If you're expecting the daily chart to stay range bound, NWOG fill is a good draw. I'm curious on what you guys think. Longs? I want to run a poll in the YouTube chat. I'm curious. Because I can see a justification for both. If I had to pick a side, I really don't know. It looks weak. I really don't know. I'm really 50-50. I think it's neutral. I think it might range, if I'm being honest. If I had to pick a direction, I would say sideways, You guys are looking for a continuation. How do you run a poll? Poll. Bias now. Current bias. Oh no, the market's moving, so people are going to get to cheat. Bullish. Bearish. Neutral. If you guys are in TikTok, hop in the YouTube stream, run the poll. Let's see what people are saying. I'm curious. What's the majority thinking here? In my opinion, I think neutral or bearish. I don't really see the long here. The long was here, guys. We ran up all the way into buy side and true day open. We filled org, end dot. Okay. Anyone who just said bullish is probably going to switch their... So is their answer. You know, in my opinion, there's no reason to go higher anymore. This high, that's not a good objective. You know, could it resweep? Of course, it could resweep. It sometimes resweeps, right? Is it a good objective? No. How much liquidity is really resting above this high? It just got put in. The market hasn't even moved lower before putting in this high. So who really went short here, right? So, in my opinion, neutral / bullish. If you are bearish, this is a great partial right here, you know? Because if we are neutral, this is a great partial. It's a great partial right here, right near 930 open, and this gap. Bro's talking like he's a market maker. I mean, it just makes sense. The market just rallied all the way up, took the buy side into a deep premium. You know? So, you took that partial. I think it's a great partial. Now, I don't want to tell anyone to partial there. I'm just saying, in my opinion, I think it's a great partial. Because this could, in my opinion, could get sideways. That's your 10 a.m. news candle. Orange folder. So if you're on alpha funded, don't worry, you're good. And looks like majority of people are still bearish or bullish, neutral. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's a good partial because you can't really demand this low. That low could stay safe, you know, unless you're really bearish higher time frame, which to be honest, I kind of was, if I'm being honest. But you know, the fact that we saw this much of a run. In my opinion, though, back-to-back days with a really clear first 30-ish minutes, right? Use your code today on Lucid. Guys, if you use my code with any of these prop firms, honestly, any prop firm, I'm affiliated with every single prop firm. If you use my code, send me a message on Discord, brother. It has to be Discord. If you want to join the huge giveaway in the Discord, we're going to announce 15 winners, and we're going to do some free giveaways on top of that. So, like, probably 20 winners coming soon. If you want to be a part of that, you have to message me on Discord. It's free. You don't have to pay nothing. If you want to join that, Discord, okay? Cleanest day of February. This? No, this is not that clean. If you didn't take the 30-second entry, you guys probably missed this, right? Or you FOMO'd in late, which is not really FOMO if you're targeting here. But you missed it? Yeah, it's not really a miss. I mean, you kind of had to be on the 30-second chart. I don't blame anyone who saw this and was like, oh shit, do I still take this? You know? Yeah, you probably do, because if we do run the buy side, I mean, I get it. It's hard to see the full buy side there. But if you had midnight open, if you were anticipating this level, that's a good trade. If you weren't anticipating that level, then it's not like you missed a trade. You just, you weren't ready for it. It wasn't planned. I was already ready. That's why it was easy for me to take it. It looks like I caught a crazy entry. I didn't catch a crazy entry. I told myself, if we close above here and don't spend too much time here, I'll buy it right there. It was planned. All I had to do was wait, and then it happened perfectly. So, anyways, we get an inversion fair value gap here from discount. This partial is good. If the market comes down, makes a lower low, I'd partial that too. Run down the equity short. Anyway, it's 10 a.m. hour now. I'm looking at this price action, and I think a silver bullet protraction model would serve us justice. So if we get a silver bullet protraction model short, not interested in anything above this high. We've cleared out the buy stops. Silver bullet protraction model short. So what am I looking at for a potential trade? This 5-minute gap that's about to form. I'll look for a short from that 5-minute gap. I won't risk too much. I don't know how much I need to pass. Yeah, I don't want to risk too much. You can risk maybe 250 or 150, sorry. But 5-minute bearish fair value gap's forming. And I think I would like to take my trade from there. Just a classic M5 City. And we'll look for a continuation. That's going to be my game plan. Silver bullet protraction model. It's honestly my highest win rate model. I've been doing some backtest, again, with each specific model. And silver bullet protraction is such a good model. It's such a good model. Now, obviously, you could just short the 5-minute gap. So if you're that kind of trader, you can do this. That's not my style. I prefer to wait for the break. I saw an AI video of your body wear. That wasn't an AI video, bro. We're up 2.15R, so. I doubt shorting. Yeah, I wouldn't short right now either. Yeah, I just trade 50Ks. I don't see myself upgrading. Show your arm? No, thank you, brother. It's not what I'm here for. Gatie, bro, I'm so tired of my break-even phase in 2-month funded account. Do you wait for a break and retest or just a break? Just a break. I don't need a retest. The best trades, no retest. Just goes. Good question, though. It's up to you. You know, if you wait for the retest, you may get slightly better entry, right? But if you wait for the retest, you may miss your entry altogether. So it's up to you what you want to take. I prefer just a break, as long as the risk to reward is good. Now, if the break is all the way here, I can't take it. I also missed it, right? But sometimes what I'll do is I'll just put an order right here. So I'll put an order, and if the market just comes down, I'll get filled short right there. You know, so predicting the break, I guess you can say. So 5-minute bearish fair value gap. I'll go drop down to the 30-second. See that inversion? The market makes a lower low here. I'll probably sell. I'll put an order there for now. This would be a mitigation. High, low, lower high, lower low. Once we get below here. Now we may be bullish. Could it go higher? Of course. Right. But the idea is if we reject this city, 10 a.m. open, put in a low, sleep high, break lower. That's the short I want to be in. I'm going to look for one deviation of this leg, which is right there, the rejection block. So if the market wants to, and we'll go in with it. Let me just check the risk here. 11 times 5 is 50. Yeah, we can risk around 150 on this trade. I'll happily risk 150. I'll risk 150. So if the market wants to break, what I want to do is I want to look at this candle. I want to enter below 50% of that. Because that would be our mitigation. So I'm just going to set this at 854 flat. So if the market comes here, I'll be entering short. I might put this a little bit lower and go with 2 contracts. I don't want to get wicked here. I want to see a body. Yeah, see, just a wick. I want to see a body closure on that. So I'm just going to be a little bit more patient. But 5 minutes so far looks pretty good. We could just take it at 8. Yeah, so I'm going to wait. I can always just manually close, manually sell too as well. We have earnings coming soon, apparently. Ooh, NVIDIA earnings is coming. Wait, NVIDIA earnings is coming soon? That's important, guys. Tomorrow. Oh, shit. Estimate to 1.54 USD. That's a tough beat. Where's my trade? Okay, see how it's overlapping in here? That makes me not want to have this order. I don't want to see overlap. I want to see fill, respect 50%, and go down. Right now, too much overlap. So what does that tell me? That means we may be range bound. We may respect this range. Or we're not bearish, obviously, if we make a higher high. So I'm going to cancel the limit order for now. We're going to wait for more information. NVIDIA earnings, huh? Is anyone here in NVIDIA longs too? I never went with 25K account. When I first started, brother, there was no 25K account. Besides Apex. Tradeify just bugged so hard and blew 2 of my fundeds. They should refund you. Yo, Tradeify's been having a lot of issues. I've been hearing a lot about that recently. What's the difference between stop and limit? So stop is basically if the market goes down, you get filled short, not long. Limit is if the market goes down, you get filled long, right? Who guards live in longs? Really? I don't know if I like that play. Where is NWOG? It's up here. So, I mean, if we got a measured move here, yeah, NWOG is achievable for sure. Now, if we got a move like that, and this was about as good as it gets, 1.52 in the open. I told you guys go long. I guess we all should have listened to you. Best futures broker for personal account. There is no best. They're all great. The one I use is pretty bad. I wouldn't recommend it. I would say probably use, if you're in the US, you have a lot of great options. I'd recommend probably TradeStation. is a good one. I don't like that we closed above this high on a closing basis, but we did fill in the 5. Not really signatures of bearishness, but let's say we get a strong displacement all the way below here. I'll take it. Just like I took this one, I'll take this one. This is a 30-second chart. So if the market aggressively, without making a higher high here, so right now, next couple minutes or so, doesn't make a higher high and gets a nice strong displacement, showing speed and willingness to go lower from this 5-minute fair value gap, I will execute short. I like that rejection initially without getting to 50% of the wick. I don't want to see 50%, and if it does, it should be heavy, real heavy. So I'm going to mark out this fair value gap just because that's where we're working with. And like I said, if we get above here, that completely kills the narrative. There's nothing that I would have to see in this price action to want to do that, because we already had a closure above here, right? We already closed above here. So that's already showing not good, right? This is a breaker with a fair value gap, right? So if we're going to, that's this high right here we talked about. Don't want to see a closure basis above that. So it's not showing any signs of weakness right now. We may take out this high. The only sign of weakness is we're still inside that 5-minute. So I'm watching this closely. Let's annotate the 5-minute again. $30-second a little bit cleaner. Yeah, I don't like how it inverse there on that, but we'll see. Okay, we're in profits. I was just down 200. Okay. Tomcast the bottom tick on ES. He got in at 850. Oh, here. Yeah, I wonder if he bought org. I wonder if he bought org. I'm in already. Short or long? Are you guys in long or short? A lot of people are saying I'm in. Love how you explain your thinking, everything you do. Yep, that's what I'm here for, really. It's pretty much what I'm here for. So I see that we're moving lower now. I see that we're rejecting the 5-minute on all indices, which is good. Am I convinced it's actually going to move lower? I'm not so convinced. I think this may be a little bit more choppy. Now TradingView froze. I have multiple monitors here. I'm a little bit concerned that this is going to be more choppy than bearish, right? Because we've already shown signs that we're not bearish. So it's sloppy delivery. We inverse and then re-inverse. That's not good. We did respect the 5-minute. So I'm going to watch this. We could always take a 5-minute OB play. Something like this. There's no rush. Can always take it out here. So I'm going to wait. Although if you are bearish, this looks pretty good. 10 a.m. silver bullet protraction. Here it is. That's the model formed. If I was backtesting, I'd probably already be in this trade. But I told myself I want to be a little bit more selective. And this is just not the cleanest delivery. All we did was move up too far and then move back down to where we started, I would have really much rather us, respect this gap, not come all the way up here. So what I'm trying to get at is this exactly what it would look like if it was bearish for real? I'm not quite sure. I think it may be more neutral, sideways. I don't know if we're going to get. Now, if we get below here, that's a different story. We should have speed. But let's see. I'm not too convinced of anything. See the 5-minute, close inside the 5-minute bullish or the 5-minute bearish. So just some little bit of overlap right now. Now there is a bearish fair value gap right here. If we were bearish, if this was a real high, this should offer speed and it should just go down. It shouldn't go any higher, right? If this is a real protected high for protraction. just stay open on NASDAQ. It already looks like it is. Let's look at YM. YM's already trading here, so that's a red flag. My original bias was more neutral once we saw that run. But if you took the short here and you took your partial, right? Not demanding it goes all the way down, that paid right here, right there. We talked about that right there. Yeah, see, I think it's a good thing we didn't go short. It's that overlap. You caught that long? Which one? This one or this one? Why is this two different colors? It's two colors. My fill here was at 875. Imagine getting the fill at like 833. I wonder if we hit something there. I don't personally see anything. Okay, so I think we can agree a little bit more range bound now, right? I almost top ticked that short 1 to 3, but still in drawdown on my funded today. That's okay. Don't worry about the P&L today, brother. That doesn't really mean anything. All right, it's not going to determine your success long term or anything like that. Wait a minute. Hold up. Hold up. So there's a pending order. No pending orders here. The good thing about this trade copier is there's a button that you can click that just cancels all. So you just make sure it's all good. Do that. Inversion fair value gap. Order flow is continuing to be bullish. Current order flow. Looks like we might make a higher high, Right now it still looks bullish. You just sweep the low, then go higher. That's your turtle soup and entry. What trade copier do you use? The trade copier I use is called TradeScale.app. Cheapest trade copier. Cheapest, best trade copier. 70 accounts plus like 20 bucks. TradeScale.app. That's what I use. That's way too big. All right, looks like we are going to make above that high. A little bit of sloppy delivery. I wasn't really anticipating it, but 400 people watching, but only 24 likes? Yeah, that's sad, man. So sad. No one likes my shit. We have a new hourly S&T. I think we might fill the newbie gap. It's possible. It's definitely a possibility. Trade Copia. I don't use Trade Copia. It's more expensive, and I don't like that it has updates every single time. This is a web-based one. Yes, it's web-based. Looks like we will run above this high. What happens after that? Hard to say. We may break lower, we may stay range bound, or we may go all the way up to new week opening gap. I think we'll just wait and see. We're back above the 2-day open. I trade ES. I've been trading ES recently. So back above the 2-day open, you see this inversion fair value gap being used. Once it happened here, trade back, reprice, fill in that inefficiency. Not balanced, but repriced. I wouldn't deliver sell side through it yet, so it's not a BPR. But ES always moves better. NWAG on S&P is 6918. On the Nasdaq, I lost it. Someone in chat had the number. I really can't be asked to go annotate it again. It's quite a long way though. Any comment on Justin Wehrling? No, I don't have any comments. I'm not the person to ask. If you have any questions about another trader, I'm simply not the person to ask. Yeah. Just out by 1 point on the long. Yeah, we may do a PM stream today. I think there's a divergence below the previous day's low here. Yes. So you can see that long playing out, traded back down, respect to the gap, now going up. You know, and if you took the 5-minute inversion here, that's not a bad entry for a 1-to-1 play. I only have one payout this month actually, so not the best. I'll be transparent about that. I did get a good entry on this, huh? That is a pretty good entry. That's good. Everyone's different levels, I guess. We can't just say, "Me God, everyone help one about." Yep, I agree. I agree. What strategy is for ES? Same strategy, brother. Same strategy on Nasdaq, gold. I don't trade gold often, but it would be the same strategy. It's always the same. I want to buy Tom Hugar's book. You read it, right? What's it really about? Oh, brother. I don't even want to spoil it. You should get it. Read it. It's a really good book. I personally love it. If this gap delivers the buy side. But yeah, I'm not having any FOMO. I didn't really anticipate this move all so easily. I wasn't really convinced if it was going to go lower or higher or neutral. So, yeah, you can always buy it on Amazon. Like, if money's an issue, guys, you can always buy something on Amazon and then return it. I know that sounds bad, but listen, if you want to read a book really badly, buy it, read it, return it. Right? I've never looked into VWAP. No, I don't even know what it is. Or just find it online for free. Gatie, check this out. I go break even as soon as I'm 1-to-1, losing money because of it. Yeah, that's, in my opinion, if okay, I'll tell you one thing. If I did that, it would definitely hurt my profitability. If I just broke even every single time 1-to-1, I would be less profitable. There was not a clear manipulation at 10. There was this move right down here into the fair value gap. Was there a clean expansion high? There's nothing really clean about this, in my opinion. I think it's 50-50. Because we're right inside the middle of the range. Do we continue lower from this leg? Or do we continue higher from this leg? Meh, I have no idea. Best loser win is the book, yes. Gatie dropped the Amazon sauce. Yeah, bro, I thought the big move was going to retrace back to golden zone, but only went back to 50. You mean this? That's okay. So if your model... Yo, we sniped 618. That's really cool. If your model is to look for a long, so if your model, you expect it to retrace, right? Why take this short Or you were waiting for a long, you meant? You just wanted a deeper retracement? Is that what you meant? If that's what you meant, then I understand you. It's not a bad thing to wait for. You're pretty hooked? It's really good, yeah. Yep, if you guys want to join the Discord giveaway, please send me a message on Discord. So far, I just took the one long here. This trade, which I'm happy with. I don't feel like I missed anything out in here. If anything, I feel like I missed out on a loss because I was considering going short here at 10.13. But I'm trying to implement my new criteria for pushing the button. And that basically tells me I probably should not click the button here. No gaps, a little bit 50-50 narrative. Giveaway winners will be announced Friday stream. So what is the best to do at 1R? You know what I think the best is to do? Do you know what I think the best... Hold on, let me make a video about this. What I think is absolutely best to how to manage a position or say manage taking profits. Gatie, do I partial? Do I take profits? Do I break even 1-to-1? You know what I think you should do? I think you should remove the take profit and altogether and focus on what the chart is telling you. If the market is literally just going up, there is no negative feedback whatsoever. Like right now, there's nothing bearish about this at all. Every single candle is green. Why would you take partial here? There's no reason to, right? You might as well, at the very least, just trail your stop here. What if the market keeps going up for free, right? Why partial here at 1-to-1? You don't even, what I'm trying to say is don't define. Now, do you want to have targets that are predetermined? Yes, I'm not saying take the long because the model formed and then just see what you get. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying when you take the trade, you have predetermined targets and objectives. I think that's very important. But you don't know what the market's going to give you. The market may not even get there. The market may run way past it. The market might go there and stop on a dime, but that's pretty rare, right? Usually you get something like this. It's pretty rare the market immediately hits a level and within seconds immediately reverses and wipes out all your profits. That doesn't happen. That's like a volatility injection, but that almost never happens, right? So you can find comfort in saying, okay, maybe the market's going to go here. I don't have to take profit here. Trail your stop. What if you had your stop loss right here? All you have to do is sacrifice 3.5 points. Who knows how high this is going to go, right? Who knows? It's already up 6 more points. So you just gave yourself an extra 6 points on the S&P 500. 7 points. Who knows how high this is going to go? You might as well try to see, you know? In my opinion, it'll make you more profits in the long run. I know there's a saying that says you never go broke taking profits. Yeah, but you're never going to, you're never going to have a nice-ass equity curve with really good days that boosts your equity, that makes it easier to trade if you're just taking profits right away every single time, right? So that's my take. You voted bullish on the poll? Hey. You were expecting that NY, right? We're getting there. I think it's possible. It looks like it's going to be, what's it called? Neutral. Higher time frame. So neutral higher time frame. Right back to where we started, man. A whole bunch of nothing. Just a whole bunch of nothing. Now, when Trump speaks, everything could change. It's possible. But as of right now, market dumped yesterday, market pumps today. That's what it looks like. Previous day's high, it's possible, but it might just edge. I'd more focus on the opening price. So, right here, previous day open. I think that's a more likely target. And it looks like we just may have to be happy with enough. So, he speaks in a long time, 8 hours or something like that. 10 hours. Terrible day for you? You caught this long with a terrible day? That's okay. We'll review. We'll go bootcamp meeting at go 11:15 again. Oh, nice. Jerry's in. Jerry's in. I set my monthly calendar P&L on Discord. Help me out. What am I going to do with looking at your P&L, brother? What am I supposed to do with that? I'm from Toronto. Were you half risk or first trade? Currently I'm half risk on every trade on these evals. So I'm just risking 250. Normally I risk 500, but I'm risking 250 because honestly, I don't want to be in eval jail. So I'm just going to submit to taking a week or two to pass these. I may still blow them, but right now it's looking good, right? If it's going to take me a little bit longer, a week or two, so be it, you know. Made a mistake by taking full profits at the high. Yeah, I mean, forgivable mistake, I would say, but it happens. Why did we not take previous day's low? We took it on the S&P 500. So there's an S&P divergence there. Do you speak French? A little bit, yeah. Caught long 935. Wanted to take this continuation, but didn't because I was still mixed. Yeah, same pretty much. Pretty much same. Pretty much same. How did you guys do today? Hey, Gatie, long time no talk. Wondering why you switched to ES. The reason I switched to the S&P 500 is because it's easier for me to pyramid winners. And to be honest, I should have pyramided right here. Actually, that was tough. I wasn't really expecting much. How do we show you? We use your code. If you just message me on Discord, I can get you sorted. Just tell me the firm. Tradeify code. Yep, you can use Tradeify too. If you want to join the giveaway, that works. Just let me know. You got one missed trade and one break even. Okay, solid, right? Blew my account, $60 from biggest payout so far. What happened, Travis? Is code Gatie? Yeah, code Gatie with all the firms. A good company, better payout policy than Alpha Futures Zero. Yeah, that don't exist, bro. I'll be honest. If you want one similar, you could go Funded Next Rapid, My Funded Futures Flex. Lucid Flex is 50% off. Let's get the cheapest one, really. Yep, I have a code for Funded Next. That will also work for the giveaway. Missed the long, but the other long TP. Nice. That's okay. Do you take your trade? Gatie, do you take trades if your SL is relative equal highs or lows? Yes. That would not be a reason for me to not take a trade. Now, if you mean like this, but let's say I'm waiting for a potential level to get like broken through. Like say we had relative equal lows on previous day's low, I'd probably be a lot more cautious here. But still, if I saw this much displacement, I'm saying, okay, that's really telling, you know, that we're going to leave those lows for another time. So I'll still take the trade, you know. Maybe I wouldn't expect a prolonged price run, you know, but that's the idea. How did you know to enter that long that much in advance? It wasn't that much in advance. I just took it off the 30-second CISD. Or the 30-second breakers. My apologies. So this candle closed above this body. I said it on live stream. There was no like, I wasn't front running. I said if we close above this line, I will push the buy button. We closed above this line. Therefore, I pushed the buy button. Right there. I got the fill right at the closing price. 842.50. Boom. So that's exactly what happened. Can I see your win rate? No. I don't even have. You want a piece of paper here that says a number? I'm not sure exactly what you're looking for, but no. What is my win rate? My win rate, depending on the model, I usually fluctuate between 40 to 60%. Obviously, sometimes it's a win streak. Like I'm pretty streaky. What I expect from my models is around 40 to 50. If I can get 40 to 50, I'm quite happy. Like I'm happy with 40 to 50. No complaint. If we get below 40, below 35, that's where I start getting a little bit, okay, my trade selection is not good. So when I'm back testing and I see my win rates below 35, that's when I'm like, probably not taking the best trades. We need to up this win rate, aka take better trades. My average is like around 50. The win rate isn't that high. I'm really good at managing my losses. Yeah, so my average risk to reward is anywhere from like 2.5 to 3.5, sometimes 4, you know. How did you blow your Apex accounts on the CPI full port? I think what went wrong was simply that I was copy trading multiple firms, and I think that's what happened. Next time I do Apex, I'm just going to do it only Apex on Tradeovate, not use TradingView. TradingView had a bad fill. We're going to do it on Tradeovate platform and just go from there. What should I write into the region on payout request? It doesn't matter. Just put I want it or something. Yep, 90% off Apex is good. And the activation fee is also discounted too. I'm $14 away from taking a winning day on Alpha. Should I take something quickly or nah? I would say yes, but be logical. You need 7 points on the Nasdaq, right? 7 points on the Nasdaq or 3 points on the S&P 500. Don't over leverage. If you lose a couple in a row, just stop and come back another day. If you're $14 away, I would do it. It's definitely worth. Is slippage a big matter? It is a big matter, but I think TradingView messed it up. Break even day, that's okay. Do you think we're gonna hit opening gap? New week opening gap here? I think it's possible. Yeah, I think it's very possible. 1030 power three potentially in play here. Kind of hard to take this far of an entry. Longs from retracement, I'm thinking, yeah, it's possible. Bought an Apex 90% no brainer. Yeah, it's good. Is 100% static on Apex ideal for copy trading? They're all the same in terms of are they good for copy trading. It's not that they were bad for copy trading. Um, they're all good. They have a video explaining your strategy. If you want to learn my strategy, it's on YouTube for free. If you want, I don't personally try to convince anyone to learn from me or anything. Will you be showing how to get a full port CPI on Tradeify? Yep, I'll do it. I'll do another CPI. We'll have to see what accounts we get because I don't know. I don't even, maybe we'll do Tradeify or I don't know. We'll have to find a firm that makes sense. But yeah, we'll do some CPI. We'll do a CPI stream again. How many evals are you copy trading? As of right now, 14. I added one Funded Next account. They actually gave it to me for free. So thank you, Funded Next, for that 50K account. 1030 power of 3. Yeah, I mean 1030 open. So I'll show you something. I'm going to show you guys all something. Someone said, can you explain what 1030 power of 3 is? I'm going to show you something right now. You see this candle right here? It's pretty small, right? It's pretty small right now. But this is a 1 hour candle. It just started 8 minutes ago. This is the 1030 candle in regular trading hours. It's a 1 hour candle from 1030 to 1130. It starts at 1030 o'clock. So why is it relevant? Well, if the candle just opened, we all know it's probably not going to close like this, right? Let's go to yesterday, for example. Yesterday, this was the 1030 candle, 46 points. On Thursday, the 1030 candle was 22 points. Kind of smaller, but we've been kind of choppy. Right now, the candle's only at 9 points. So what does that tell us? That means we're likely to see some movement here. Whether you're bullish, so movement higher, or bearish, so movement lower, once that opening price comes, we can expect some movement. So if we are bullish and we see a movement below, and we get some sort of confirmation that we might break, that's a 1030 power of 3 play because we went below the opening price, short-term discount, and we can expand higher, forming that 1030 power of 3 distribution. When you copy trade, all the accounts need to be the same size. They don't need to be. They don't need to be, no. Banger fucking day. I mean, we made 2.1 R. I would say it was okay, yeah. More importantly, we followed our risk management. More importantly, we didn't let the losses the prior weeks influence our trade yesterday or today. That's what's really important here because, you know, it's easy to hesitate on trades like this just because you lost it last time. Is it possible to full port odd CPI if you're trading? Yo, 2 people asked that. That's crazy. Not on futures. No, you'd have to do it on some Australian dollar pair. Can you show me how to do a limit orders on Tradeify when I'm ready to sell a contract? All you're gonna do, brother, is click on the screen, right click the screen. It's gonna say a bunch of stuff. Just click sell limit. That's all you have to do. Right click the screen. It's yeah. There's an issue. Hold on. Let me double check this is working. Okay, just have to restart the copier, no problem. Yeah, I mean, look, I haven't tried out TradeT. I probably won't. How many micros do you enter with? Depends on the stop loss placement. How many people are in the giveaway? I'm not sure right now, actually. I'm not sure. But we're doing a lot of winners, so hopefully it balances out to be somewhat possible for everyone. Because in total, We're doing 5 $50 winners, 5 alpha winners, 5 boot camp winners, and soon, we're gonna do a Lucid giveaway and a Fund and Next giveaway. I still have to. I'm in talks with them, but we're working on it. Are liquidity pools or FUG stronger for a reversal? Use both. You want a strong reversal? Wait for a sweep that forms a gap. How do I enter the giveaway? Join the free Discord. Wait for that. Next entry, possibly I'm thinking the 1050 macro could deliver us higher. Given that we've already seen a retracement here, I think we can see a higher 1050. Wait, what's in the next giveaway? The next giveaway, we're going to have 5 alpha futures accounts. We're going to have 5 $50 cash winners. We're going to have 5 boot camp if they want it. You don't have to join the boot camp, but 5 1-week boot camp winners. And I'm looking to add Funded Next and Lucid. You know, that's what we're looking for. I still have to talk to them. I'm waiting for some emails for them to reply, but we will get those out at some point. They will be there. Looks like we're kind of fizzling out here. How many players do you need to get moved to live? Depends on the firm. Every firm's different. Usually around 5 for most firms. Lucid is 6. Lunch today. I won't be trading lunch, but there's a chance I'll do a PM session stream. You know, I think we'll at least hop on. I'll at least hop on for PM session for at least 30 minutes, and we'll go from there. You get multiple entries when you buy bigger accounts. I bought 150s. Message me on Discord and we'll talk, brother. We can talk. You want to do a short today? No short. Did you exit? I missed it. What do you mean did I exit? Yeah, I just took the one trade here. Nothing else so far. I do want to risk some of my profits because, like I said, now is the best time to be aggressive. Not really seeing anything too interesting. Your physique is sick. How tall are you? I'm like 5'10" and a half. Unfortunately, not 6 foot. Guys, I'm not sure if we'll find a good trade here, if I'm being honest. I would want a long. Yeah, I would want a long, but it's just so far up in premium at this point in time. And I don't think we'll get a lunch retracement short. You know, usually what I want to see is a 15-minute gap. That's what I'm waiting for right now. The 15-minute fair value gap, which is right here. You see that gap? It's forming. So we'll wait for that 10-minute gap. Or sorry, 15-minute gap. And if we get a nice so if we get a nice, obvious, clean move like this, I'll enter with 2 or 3 contracts micro, and we'll look for the buy side here. How you find? It depends. It's not the same amount every time. Sometimes I'll do 3, 5. I've done 13. Depends how many we're working on at the time. I thought I was 6-3. No. We're going to have to short. No. Firstly, you don't have to do anything. Second of all, it depends on your buys. I'm personally bullish, so not really interested in any shorts right now. So just waiting, 15-minute gap. I DM'd on Discord. Yep, if you want to join the giveaway and you use my code, message me on Discord. We took that trade on live account, so my live personal funds. I took this trade with slightly less contracts. I risk 150 on that account currently. But yeah, Apex or Tradeify. Both are really good, man. Depends what you're looking for. You know, Tradeify is good if you want 5 accounts, potentially daily payouts. Apex is good if you want 20 accounts, a little bit slower process. Which firm is easy for CPI? The easiest firm is Apex. The second easiest firm, AlphaZero is not bad. Funded Next Rapid. You want to do the one-day passers. Lucid Pro. Tradeify Growth, I think, has one-day pass. It's the only ones I can think about, the one-day passers. Only ones I can think about. AlphaZero, Tradeify Growth, Lucid Pro, and Apex. Halison Trader Fund. I can't talk about that. I don't know anything about that one. We did not fill NWAG, no. Not on NASDAQ. On ES, we did fill it yesterday, but not today. I joined Lucid Trading on Ucode. Dicey, you messaged me on Discord, right? I'll get you into the giveaway, brother. I appreciate you. What was ICT saying in his Twitter space yesterday? Nothing too important. Nothing new. Bro, I was supposed to ask him a question yesterday. I was next in line. They said, Gatie, you're next, bro. You can ask ICT a question. I was like, nice. I'm going to pull out my question list. I've been waiting to ask him this question for a long time. And then they skipped over me, bro. I sat there for an hour, and I was next in line, bro. And 4 people went in front of me, and I didn't get to ask my question. But I talked to the guy, and he said, next time we'll get you. So how was this year for you so far? We're off to a good start if you're looking at January and February. February's been tough, man. The first 2 weeks of February were really difficult for me. The first 2 weeks were tough, but we're starting out good this week. We're 2-0, so we'll see. What was the question? I wanted to ask him something about the opening prices. 9:30, midnight, 8:30, and 18. And I wanted to see, I wanted to just ask him, like, are you using them all the same? Like, kind of just the discrepancies, because realistically, you could frame a power of 3 with all of them, And 9:30, midnight. I wanted to see kind of how he implemented those. I also wanted to ask him his opinion on a personal profit target for the week or month. Do you think it's going to take out Friday New York high? It's possible, but I think it might take some. Guys, don't ask me about Justin Worthing, guys. I don't care. I'm not the guy to go to discuss other traders' doings, failures, and successes. I made a TikTok the other day and I said, you should only focus on your failures and your successes, right? Doesn't matter if the entire world came out saying they suck. You focus on your failures and your successes. That's it. Done. What's good, Jordy? Yeah, emphasize on 1800 and 930 with Org, right? He's been emphasizing on that recently. So you up? Oh, we're definitely up for 2026. We're good. I mean, we started off January strong, so setting on the right path. February has been more tough for me, but it's hard because who can we learn from? So many LARPs. Learn from yourself. At the end of the day, the only person who's going to help you the most is yourself. That's it. Can you take inspiration and information from other people? Sure. At the end of the day, no one's going to just make you profitable, right? It's going to be you at the end of the day. Every single real trader. I'm not talking about us in the ICT streaming. I'm talking about the best of the best. The 20, 30 year track record professionals will all tell you the same thing. Nobody is going to make you profitable. It's going to be you. You have to do it on your own. Can you find help from other people? Can you learn from other people's mistakes? Can you take guidance from other people? Of course you can. But who do we learn from? Brother, learn from yourself. Learn from yourself, right? That's who you learn from. Your learnings, your mistakes, We learn from them, right? Someone else's mistakes. I trade ICT, yes. Why don't you short 10-12? I wasn't convinced that we were going to go lower, so I wasn't bearish at the time. If I was bearish, would I have shorted 10-12? I was considering it. But I was still 50-50. So if you know my checklist, one of the criteria is it needs to be not 50-50. I was even asking you guys. I was like, I don't know, man. Sideways, up, down. I had no idea. I had no clear narrative in play. So it was a good model, good setup, but no reason to really go lower or higher. Nothing clear for me. Does anyone know how to use key levels in the mech model strategy? I don't know. Sorry, I wouldn't know that. Unfortunately, maybe someone in chat does. Does anyone? Yeah. Bro, really disappointed. Took a long on reversal and target daily FEG, but got stopped out break even. Why are you disappointed? First of all, one, did you follow your rules? If so, who cares what happened today? It doesn't matter. What happened today is not going to matter ever again. Besides, right now, how you feel, you're only going to think about this for the next hour or two, maybe for the rest of the day. And then it's done. It's over. It doesn't matter what happens today. What matters is it happens at the end of the month, end of the quarter. Really, do not judge your success in 1 day or a week, 2 weeks, even 1 month. I mean, the best traders, there's a reason there's quarters, right? The best traders judge themselves quarter to quarter, in my opinion. I mean, you could go month to month, but in my opinion, you can have bad months and still a great year, But everyone's different, I guess. I only trade micros, yeah. I just don't have the capital to trade minis currently. I'm not at that level yet. Down during lunch is possible. There's a 15-minute gap. I don't think I'm going to take a trade here because, just look at this price action, right? How long did it take for us to get there? 25 minutes? Okay, I guess it didn't form until 10:45, but it's obviously been sloppy. But let's see. Maybe we get some cleaner imbalances forming here. How do you control your emotion? I don't control my emotion. I just, I still feel it. I need a more specific question, though. So what do you mean by control my emotion? The only thing I truly, truly, truly control is my risk. That one is completely in my control. Everything else, it's not really in my control. I wouldn't say I control my emotions. It will send it lower. It doesn't look like it's in a hurry to go anywhere, in my opinion. Does anyone know any good X accounts that post trading news that's more than just Forex Factory? Brother, look at financialjuice.com. You'll see the best stuff on there. Gatie, are you on Teen? Teen? I don't know what Teen is. I have 678 put on SPY. 0-day expiration? Or what? Trend? No, I don't take anything, bro. Does anyone? Yeah. The 15-minute macro protraction? Yeah, it could deliver. It would be what I would look for, but just look at the candles. Overlap. Sloppy. No imbalances. How much do you risk max on an eval day 50K? Maximum is 1,000 when I'm aggressively trading them. But like I said, sometimes, because I already lost 5 evals, so I didn't want to start going down a cycle of, because I'm copy trading so many. Now, if I was only doing 1 or 2, okay, I'm going to risk $1,000 per trade, maybe 500 per trade. 500 to 1,000, right? I'm copy trading 13 right now. So I don't want to blow 13 evals because of just leverage. If I'm going to blow them, I better be losing them because I went on a losing streak. And if I lose them because I went on a losing streak, that's fine. It happens, right? So I'm risking 250 right now on my evals. How much is the tax? Very high. I live in Canada. It's very high. Took a long out of the 50-minute BPR, 1-minute IFG. Good luck. How do you deal with missing your entries due to things out of your control? That doesn't bother me at all. It's literally out of my control. What more could I do? The issue isn't that you're missing entries. The issue is you feel like you need to catch a move every day, right? You don't need to catch a move. Once you can accept that, you know what, I don't have to take a trade today. You're only saying that, pray for Jay, because the move played out. The move could have easily failed, and then you would say, oh, you wouldn't even look at the trade. You wouldn't even be leaving that comment right now, right? When's the last time you said, oh, I missed this move, and it was a loser? Nobody says that. You only miss the move when it happens to be a winner, right? Everybody says that. Same issue. I mean, just think about it. When is the last time you said, "Oh, I missed this trade," and it was a losing trade? No, your eyes don't even jump to the losing trades. You only miss the winners. Every time you miss a trade, it happens to be a winner. The issue isn't that you're missing trade. The issue is you feel like you deserve a win, or the issue is you feel like you're gonna win. You have the mindset like, I need to make money today. I need to win a trade today. Your eyes don't jump to any losers, right? You don't see like, oh, maybe I would have went short here and lost. It's, oh, I would have went long here and it would have won. You only see that because it won. Your eyes don't even see the losers. All you guys see is win, green, money, P&L. But that's not realistic, right? So it's fact. No, I mean, I'm victim. I fell victim to it too. I fall victim to it still all the time, right? It's natural, right? So how do you avoid it? How do you improve? Don't focus on what you can make. You have to stay focused on what you can lose. That's my opinion. Appreciate you, Flores. You know? It's never ever about how much could I have made, I missed. It's always how much could I have lost. You could have taken that trade and lost. If you're saying you missed this one or this one, you could have lost. You could have lost that trade. You'd be down 1R. Maybe you would have tilted. Who knows? Right? So tape read my signal. What's your signal? I mean, what blue cam meeting you have 15 minutes? Yeah. I just took one trade today. No pyramids. I will likely take another trade, so I will update you guys in the Discord. Maybe a PM session stream. We'll see depending on errands. What do you think about shorting here? I wouldn't look for any shorts personally because of the 15-minute gap and it's 10:50 macro. So if I was looking for a short, this would be my objective. But that's a lot to ask for. If you want really low-hanging fruit, this low right here. In my opinion, this is a decent long. I'll tape read the long with you guys, and then we'll call it. Say we get a 30-second IFUG. If we get it, I'll tape read the long. I don't think I will execute, man. I don't think it's... Did you think yesterday AM high will be reached? I personally don't think so. Maybe during Asia session when Trump speaks, but to me, this looks like it's starting to die off. I don't know if the market's waiting for Trump, but we have Nvidia earnings tomorrow and Trump. So, personally, a little bit cautious about any trade ideas. Honestly, going insane because I missed that 3-minute IFG long earlier. You just know what I'm saying. You don't need to go insane. You're only saying this because it was a winning trade. You don't need to win today. All you need to do is not lose today. Everyone's always so focused about making money, when in my opinion, the focus should be not losing money. Focus on that, right? Do the opposite of what everyone else does. Everyone's saying, I missed a move. You should say, I'm happy I missed this move. I didn't lose any money today. That's great. It's great news. Think about all the times you lose and you go on tilt and you blow up, right? That could have happened to you today. You have to stay humble, you know? It's not as simple as, oh, I could have won today. You don't know that. Maybe if you took the trade, you would have lost and blew up. You never know. Yeah, you didn't take anything? You come back tomorrow, man. The market will be here tomorrow. There's a nice 5-minute gap in here. It's a little bit too slow, guys. I think we're probably just going to call it. You know, I want to even just tape read the long, but the market's really just slowing down here. Market's really just slowing down here. So I think we're going to call it there. Just a little bit too much overlap at this point. Too sideways. If I had to pick a direction, I would pick higher. But again, this market is, it's really slow. So this telling me that it just doesn't seem like there's not much interest at all. I'll make an announcement for a PM session. If I think it's worth trading. Worst case, I'll come on live stream for at least 30 minutes, give you guys a game plan for what I'm looking for. Whether I trade it or not, different story, because, I mean, what if we stay like this the entire day? So I just don't want to promise a PM stream, and then if the market stays sideways, you know, My Fund of Futures payout rules. They have a bunch of options. I think the 5 winning days with 40% consistency. Is it worth it? Yeah, it's a solid firm. It's a solid firm. If you're trying to get the 50% off first time, it's a good option. It's a good option. Anyways, I appreciate you guys coming through. I will see you guys live stream either today, PM session, or tomorrow. Be cautious because, like I said, Trump speaks at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So in 10 hours, 11 hours. And the last thing I'll leave you guys with is if we break above this high, in my opinion, we can trade into here. So hypothetical tape read. I think this is a possible setup like this if we get above that high. So I will see you guys live either later today or tomorrow. And if you use my code with any prop firm, message me on Discord. I'll add you into a giveaway. I do giveaways every single month. Most months I get multiple giveaways in the free Discord. So join, come, large community, 18,000 members. If you want to be a part of something, share your trades, your journals, execution, hold each other accountable, make friends, people learning, experience. There's some expert traders in there. There's a lot of people in there with like 50 plus payouts. My Fund of Futures counts, yes, even though it's 0% off, but still counts. So you know what? We're already here. We have 10 minutes left until bootcamp meeting, so let's just tape read the trade. We're already here, so might as well. This is S&P 500. You could take it on NASDAQ too. This week has been fire. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy. Obviously, it's easy for me to say that because I won 2 days in a row, but I'm more so just happy that I didn't let the prior 2 weeks affect me today. You know? That's what I'm happy about. Brother, I got edge at the top of NQ wick. It happens. It happens. I've only had 2 losing days. Wow, that's very impressive, brother. Well done. Well done. Yeah. I think I simply just took too many trades, if I'm being honest. I've done it again. What did I do again? Doing a trade right now? This is a tape read trade. So my model formed. I'm not going to put any risk behind the setup, but I'm going to watch this trade, see if I had the right idea. Once I crashed out and lost 3R, I moved my SL like, no, but nice. You're going to be up on the PM. I'll make an announcement in the Discord. If the price action looks tradable, then yes. If it stays like this, see these candles? If I see this all through lunch, going into 1, probably not going to want to take anything. Correct analysis? Oh, on the day? I would say I was kind of more off today, if I'm being honest. The only thing my bias, I was really more expecting a range day bias or a bearish bias, which I guess this is weekly range, so I guess you could say. But going into the day, I wasn't really clean. Oh, see, yeah, that's you. Serious trade. I've been studying and improving my for like 3 months. This became so much better, but now I'm frozen and kind of scared to buy an eval. Why are you scared? Bullish for value gap here. If it was to inverse, I would just close the trade early, so you can save yourself maybe 25% stop loss. Say your stop loss was here, you can move it here now. So you reduced it by 6.75, 3 points. So saving $15 a micro. Pretty good, pretty good. I don't know, feel stressed buying it even though it became so much better. Tell me how I missed 3 trades and take 1 loss. I'm done with this shit. It's okay. We'll talk, Juice. We'll talk. My TP, I would personally set it at the daily FEG low. So what is that? On the NASDAQ, I'd probably just look for 23, 25. I mean, where are we on the NASDAQ? I think NASDAQ's a little bit behind. NASDAQ, I look for 25,033. And on the S&P 500, which is what I'm tape reading on, I'd look for the daily SIBI, which sits at 6897.5. I think we can retest that imbalance. How does alpha do with news payout? I don't understand. I would move my stop break even here. Demand that it goes right now. So if I was in this right here, this low, 688. So it's actually a little bit better than break even. You get, the career is just like any other. Look at me with a 51 shoot double each time except for life. Like when you have, for example, one trade. Yeah, I mean, if it was a red folder news event, they can deny your payout. Yeah, it'll be sent to the review team. I would set break even here. Can I please talk to you about the issue? You can message me. I'll reply to you when I get the chance, and that'll be it right there. So that's the break even tape read. And could it still play out? Of course, but I wouldn't want to be in the trade personally. If we inverse this, that invalidates the idea. That's going to be more sideways. So for me, orange folder is fine. It's red folder that matters. So don't trade during red folders. And I will see you guys either PM session or AM session tomorrow. Take care. Stay safe. Manage your risk. Define your risk. Accept the risk. And move on. I will see you guys. Take care. Stay safe. And as always, have a wonderful day.